Hello, my friend Fries and beautiful Ryes. Fries on Ryes here with another episode of Hazycraft, Season 4, Episode 7. In the last episode, we managed to do a little bit of work on a map that was ruined, and we also met up with Wolf, who decided to show us his base. In today's episode, I try to make it home, but unfortunately, an accident happens. Terrible, terrible accident. And I ended up sleeping out in Wolf's room because I thought, hey, it was dark. I wanted it to be daylight, and I wanted to get home soon. But yeah, I ended up having to walk all the way back to collect my stuff. It was easy to make it back home though, and I completely forgot about my elytra. Um, I don't know why. I think I was just reminiscing about the work everyone put into building the server, and yeah, I decided to walk the rest of the way to my base. Um, the plan was to try to organize what I could so that I could spend the rest of my time focusing on building the map. And building the map was a lot of fun. It took a lot of effort, but it eventually got done. So yeah, here's a little bit of that process of getting that map. When I got here, everything was kind of disorganized. The maps were just in a few chests, and it needed some organizing. I found out that every time I log out, the map names reset to just be unknown map. So I had to log in every time and open up every map to see what the names were. But before doing that, I had to set up this little um, area for the map. I had to put up some glow item frames. After everything was set up, I could finally start working on the map. But I did not know about the issue with the maps for a few episodes, or a couple logins rather. It's all going to be in one episode here, but I ended up having to figure out the names of the maps and organizing them in chests. And then, yeah, getting to the actual mapping. It was a rather slow start to everything, but it did work out in the end. I'm not the best editor quite yet. Hazycraft has taught me a lot of things in terms of editing, and even the members have went out of their way to teach me newer things. I appreciate everyone who's been involved in my Hazycraft journey so far. Um, I'm being honest, I don't know if this is going to be the last episode for Hazycraft Season 4 for me, but we are working on Hazycraft Season 5. And for Season 5, I am going to be giving myself a challenge where, uh, yeah, you know what, I'll leave that for Season 5 to find out. It'll be fun. It's going to be a little bit harder to get the things that I need, and it's going to really amplify the inventory space problem. But it's going to be fun. There's going to be some backstories for some characters, I believe. I don't know exactly what my backstory is going to be, but I'll figure it out and hopefully have it organized before the next season. Next season, I'm going to be a lot more organized. It's going to be less episodes, I think, but maybe more. I don't know. I'm going to do a lot more editing, and I'm going to make it a lot more fun now that I know a little bit more about what I'm doing. As for what I'm doing here in Hazycraft, I'm trying to organize the maps that I found by like numbers 1 through like 70, I think, or 60. Uh, and I'm going to start working on those first, but then I start putting them in like 60 to 150 or something, and in a different chest. Um, I tried to organize the maps before I started putting them on the actual item frames. Organizing them by number, I figured that gold probably worked on each section at a time, and my hunch was pretty spot on. I haven't asked her if that's what she did, but a lot of the maps are the numbers were right next to each other where they should have been, so that was pretty helpful. I'm hoping in the next one, in the next episode, well, we'll see if there's a next episode. I don't finish the entire map, as a spoiler warning, in this episode, but I finish all the map items that I, blah. I finish all the maps that I have available to me. In the next episode, if I have time, I'm going to try and fill in the rest of the map that we had not been able to, that I hadn't found. So I imagine they either despawned or got destroyed. Tis unfortunate. In season 5, I don't know if I'm going to work on a map. I don't know if anyone is going to work on a map. But I'm definitely going to be working on another restaurant. And it might actually take up the entire season to just work on the restaurant based on the challenge that I set for myself. Hopefully it is not that long, but only time will tell. Like I said, I've got an idea of what I want to do, and just going through with it is going to be the only thing left to do. I could also work on a food truck. I have a food truck design now, but I use random blocks again, so yeah, it's not really the most awesome looking design for it. I'm trying to decide if I could find a picture. If I find a picture, if I take a picture, I'll put it on screen. If I don't, it won't be on screen. But that's one of those things that less lazy me in the future is going to try to work on for season 5. I'm going to try to make it more exciting. But working on this map, it's taking a lot of time. There are times where I had to put in a piece of the map and then take it out just because I thought I put it in the right spot and it wasn't in the right spot. Other times I was just aimlessly trying to figure out where a piece went. Some pieces were easier to find out because the parts were already there. Other pieces, it was easy because I kind of memorized where some of the map was. And I'll be honest, I was using a picture of the map that we have. So before we started, everyone got a map and we decided where our homes was. And I used that map to kind of give me a guideline for where these things should go. There were a lot more builds um, in the map that Gold made, so this one that I'm working on. But the map that I got from the Hazycraft group, it was less filled in, so I had to figure out where some of the builds were. Uh, but thankfully, the environment made it a little bit easier. I know I'm doing a lot of rambling right now, but it's a pretty short video, and I'm not sure exactly what I want to say. But I want to show the process of building the map. I should have, honestly, one of the things I'm learning is like I should be talking about what I'm doing in the actual video. So it's a little easier to keep up with what's happening, but I already kind of botched this episode. um, but I was working day and night, rain and sunshine, trying to figure out where some of these pieces went. Yeah, this was one of the second mountain nearby the mountain that I worked at, and I remembered because the cherry trees were there. Um, yeah, some of these things, maps, just not so easy. Some parts of the map I ended up having to move altogether, as you see me doing right here, because I placed them a little too close to a different area. I don't know if you've played with actual puzzles before, and sometimes you fill in a section and it's not attached to anything. And that's kind of what it was like here, where I built parts of the side, and they were attached to the buildings, or not buildings, they were attached to the other map, but they weren't connected quite yet. Um, but I ended up connecting them and everything worked out. I just had to do a little bit of moving. Some parts were confusing because after I moved them, I was thinking like, hey, if I move this piece, then it's gonna be all wrong. But it ended up working out. Yeah. Finally, I was down to a few more pieces of map, and honestly, this was getting harder because there was less places for them to go, and I had to try to figure out exactly what I was doing wrong. Um, I still had a few more pieces to go, but I essentially had most of the map at this point. I had a couple pieces, and I believe these two pieces were the last pieces of the map. I'm not sure if I put them in the right spot or not, if I'm being honest, but it's gonna be up to the next episode to figure it out, if I do the next episode or not at that. I thought I figured it out, and I thought I put it in the right spot, but something just didn't seem right, and I just kind of assumed this was it. I don't know where else to put it. Even the next piece that was supposed to go next to it, it seemed to be in the right spot. Um, yeah. But that's it for this episode. We managed to fix the map. We looked around, there was no more pieces. Everything else was kind of destroyed. So that means I have to get a few more pieces of map before I call it quits. Now, if I can, I don't know. It takes a lot of episodes a lot of logins to figure out where I need to go for the maps. So yeah, I don't know. I might call it quits. Honestly, it's been a great time on Hazycraft. If you enjoyed this episode, it'd be awesome if you could give us a like. If you think someone else will enjoy this episode, please give us a share. If you think you have any questions or comments rather for us, just leave them in the comment section down below. And if you want to continue to see if we're going to post another episode for Hazycraft Season 4, just give us a subscribe. But we will definitely be doing a Season 5, which will be a lot more organized. There will be more episodes on time. Um, and it will be a lot more exciting. I've got some things planned up for us. Uh, yeah. Other than that, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a blast to have been on this Hazycraft journey with everyone. Not just the members who played along with us, but all the viewers and followers going along on the journey with us. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you, and goodbye.